Welcome back, Colts fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for the Colts Report Special Edition, the Colts-Titans preview this week at home. It's going to be a game where the Colts are favored probably more than any point in any game this year. It's a game we expect the Colts to win. It's a game that everybody has picked them to win since the beginning of the season. Sure seems like an easy one. Is this going to be the breeze that it kind of looks like, or is this a trap game?
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think the 14.5, which is the current spread on ESPN bet right now, is a little extreme. I think it's really hard to blow out a team 2 times in 1 year. With that being said, I think the Colts still win. With Eve, I don't think that there's a ton to worry about. I'm still not really high on Cam Ward. I think that he is displayed all of the weaknesses that he had in college and has not really improved on those currently at the NFL level. I know that everybody will say they have no talent on the outside, which is very true. With that being said, I think he just looks like a rookie in this game, and he forces the ball in a couple spots he probably shouldn't. Colts force some turnovers, and I don't think the Titans can stop this Colts offense. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle for me with this game. I mean, Tennessee could potentially be a trap game just because they have no pressure whatsoever. But holy Toledo, I don't know if you've seen Tennessee these days. They look terrible. They fired their coach, fired another coach. There's so much turmoil in the Titans, so many injuries, about 5 guys that are questionable right now for Tennessee. The rookie Cam Ward's not doing so great right now. Is there a soap opera in Nashville called Days of Our Titans? Because it seems like every year there's always some type of change going on with Tennessee Titans. It's such a mess with that team right now. And I'm looking right now in betting odds. The Colts are 14.5-point favorites against the Tennessee Titans. I don't think I've ever seen the Colts have that type of high betting odd in a long time. So the Colts are definitely seen as a clear favorite, even from the bettors.
Honestly, I kind of like the development of Cam Ward when he's had time to throw, and he doesn't have very good receivers, but I like his downfield vision. I kind of like what Tennessee's doing a little bit with some of their pieces. It is a mess for sure. And in a normal situation, I would think this might be a trap game, but they went to Tennessee a few weeks ago for what truly could have been a trap game on the road, and it was over by the end of the first quarter. That's kind of what I'm expecting this time around. On the Colts Report this week, we really didn't talk about the Colts' weapons because we spent most of our time talking about the offensive line. And Sam, every week they just continue to impress me more and more. Tyler Warren being added in has been an amazing addition to all of it, but Michael Pittman's better than he was last year. Ashton Doolin's better than he was last year. Alec Pierce is at least healthier than he was last year, and he is clearly better than he was last year, and it's across the board. And I think Daniel Jones has been a factor in that too, but clearly some development by these receivers.
Not to mention Alec Pierce had a massive game, I believe. He had a pretty big game last week against the Chargers.
He did.
As well. So, yeah, everybody across the board offensively has definitely seen some major improvement. There have been some hiccups here and there at times. The Denver and the Rams games were kind of noticeable games. Arizona was kind of rough for a while. But overall, besides a couple of hiccups here and there and a couple mental oopsies or bloopers, I guess, so to speak, if you want to call it that. Other than that, the Colts offense has been mostly spectacular all year long. And, I mean, they're ranked in the top half of the comp in the league and little in the AFC in terms of offense all across the board. So it just shows you just how well the offense has been playing this year, the sense of consistency, and I think the chemistry finally starting to see fruition, so to speak. And I would say that Michael Pittman, I think, is also just kind of healthy, too. I think he was pretty banged up with a back injury last year. Let's also not forget that he was like the epitome of consistency for about 3 years with this Colts team that cycled in quarterbacks like it was a carousel. Michael Pittman's a real football player. I'm not saying he's someone, but he is a great receiver. And I honestly sometimes kind of wish they'd force him the ball a little bit more because I think he's just an excellent yards after catch playmaker. I'd love to see him in the screen game a little bit more, but they've been so efficient, they just haven't had to do that. Their playmakers are just I don't know who you take out. They're like the Indiana Pacers in a sense of they're just the I guess the visual of depth put together in a football team. I mean, you go 1 to 5. Is there really that big of a drop off in the receiving room from 1 to 5? I don't think so. I think that Ashton Doolin, if he's your 5, boy, you feel really good about that. I'm not sure that there is a deeper wide receiver room right now in the NFL outside of the Indianapolis Colts. I think there are teams that have better 1s and 2s without question. But to be able to bring Pearson as your 3, Josh Townsend as your gadget guy, sort of a slot first down machine, to have Tyler Warren there down the seam and used in a multitude of ways, the way that Steichen has with him. Michael Pittman's obviously your intermediate guy. I just think that Daniel Jones has been able to kind of be the perfect puzzle piece for all of our receiver skill sets. I think that you've seen his deep ball with Pierce get better. I think that is something that he has probably had in his game. New York never really had the talent to allow him to show it. There's no way you could complain about what this Colts offense in terms of playmakers, offensive line, schematics, coaching, just you can't argue with anything. They've been that good.
All right, Will, final score on Sunday.
I think that my score is a reflection of, I think the Titans will get some points. It's really hard to keep a team at, I believe that they only gave up 20 points in the first game. So I think that they have a chance. They'll rack up some points in garbage time. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 27-7 game going into the fourth quarter, and it's garbage time, mop up. Kim Ward throws some good balls. They're able to put some points on the board, but they never threaten at any point. Maybe the score should be 30-23 or 30-22 because they'll go for a 2-point conversion at some point. But I see the Colts having this game really won and not the end of the third quarter. I'm going to go Colts 36, Tennessee 7. And I'll tell you why. Because with Tennessee, I know Tim Woodstock promised and whatnot, but they're a banged-up team right now, and there's too much turnover right now with the coaching staff. I talked about how the Colts have so much chemistry with the team right now. I think it's the exact opposite with Tennessee. Colts are at home. They've been cooking at home all year. I think Indy gets it done, and they put it away early.
I look at it this way, guys. Anytime there's a game like this that everybody expects a blowout, Vegas knows exactly where to put the line. And they put the line at 14.5 for a reason. I think this is going to be a 10 to 13-point game like Will said. I think it's going to go exactly like Will said. I almost picked the exact same score. 31-17 is my final score. Colts win again and go to 7-1. Guys, can you believe this?
No, I can't. The fact that they have reached this point, it's baffling to me. Utter speechless.
The fact that we're not even halfway through the season and we're mentioning the Super Bowl with this team, I don't think that I could have fathomed that coming into the year, not with as good as Buffalo and Baltimore were expected to be. I still think Baltimore and Buffalo on their best day are better than the Colts until the Colts make an upgrade. But Baltimore may not even make the playoffs, and Buffalo sure has shown chinks in the armor. So, man, it's possible. This thing is really, really possible, guys.
I don't know how you can even argue the Ravens at this point. They are a complete dumpster fire. Defense is absolutely atrocious. But
because of injuries.
Colts are banged up too. But we haven't really seen this whole defense.
Man,
I still think that the Colts have also not had their full defense, and Lamar really struggles to beat good teams sometimes, I should say.
Yeah.
Good teams.
Teams with a good defensive backfield is definitely bothering.
Colts can do on both ends and see what we can and get ready for the Pittsburgh game. I think that game will definitely be one we'll talk a little bit more of, because I think that's going to be the first of several pretty decent games coming up for the Colts. But again, good opportunity for us just to stack up the wins and then get some momentum going to Pittsburgh.
Next week's preview will probably be longer than 11 minutes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Will and Sam and I, and possibly some other guests, as always happens on the Central Indiana Sports Report, will be back on Sunday to react to the Colts' 7th win of the year, we suspect. Incredible. And we'll be back next Wednesday evening or Thursday morning with the next Colts report. It's been a lot of fun. Will and Sam have been great. Love it. Do us a huge favor and like and share this podcast with a Colts fan in your life and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love you, Susie.